Have you ever felt the ache of losing someone so close to your heart, and wondered if they are truly gone, or if they still walk beside you in some unseen way? When we lose a loved one, the body disappears from our sight, and the silence they leave behind can feel heavy and endless. But deep within, a question always lingers: is this the end? Or does the soul, in its eternal journey, still remain with us in ways we may not fully understand? The great master Paramahansa Yogananda reminds us again and again, we are not just flesh and bones, we are the soul, immortal, ever conscious, ever blissful. Death is not destruction, it is only a transition. Just as you change clothes when they are worn out, the soul changes bodies when its time in this world is complete. And yet, the ties of true love, forged in the soul, are never cut by death. The ones who loved us and whom we love do not vanish into nothingness. They continue to exist, to grow, and often to send us their subtle presence in ways we can feel if only we keep our hearts open. Think for a moment. Have you ever felt their touch in the silence of the night? Have you ever sensed their voice echoing in your heart when you needed guidance? Or perhaps seen a sign in nature that reminded you of them at just the right moment? These are not coincidences. They are glimpses of a greater reality, a reminder that love is stronger than death, and that the soul can never be confined to the grave. Today, let us walk together into this sacred understanding, and discover the signs that a departed soul is still with you. To truly recognize the signs of a departed soul, we must begin with the foundation, the truth of what we are. Yogananda explained again and again, you are not this body. You are not the restless thoughts of the mind. You are the soul, immortal, ever conscious, ever blissful. The body is like a garment. Just as we change clothes when they become old or worn out, the soul also changes bodies when its time in the physical world is complete. Death, therefore, is not an end. It is a transition, a doorway into another realm of existence. Imagine leaving one room and stepping into another, more subtle and radiant. That is what happens when the body falls away. If this truth is not remembered, grief becomes unbearable. We feel as though we have lost everything. But when you hold the understanding that the soul never dies, grief softens into a sacred awareness. You begin to see that the one you loved has only shifted their state of being. They are no longer limited by the body, but they continue to live in the vastness of God's creation. Yogananda called the soul a spark of the infinite spirit. That spark cannot be destroyed by fire, drowned by water, or buried in earth. It is pure consciousness, eternal and untouched. This means that when your loved one leaves the body, their essence, their real self, is not gone. They are alive, awake, and continuing their divine journey. When you meditate, pray, or simply sit in silence with this truth in your heart, you open yourself to the possibility of feeling them near. The first and greatest sign that a soul is still with you is this timeless truth: the soul itself can never die. One of the most profound signs that a departed soul is still with you is the quiet feeling of their presence, often in the still moments of your life. When the body is gone, they may no longer speak with words or touch with hands, yet their essence can still be felt in the silence. You may notice this most clearly when your mind is calm, perhaps late at night before you sleep, or during meditation, or even while sitting alone with no distractions. Suddenly, there comes a subtle shift in the atmosphere around you. The room feels warmer, the air feels alive, or your heart feels wrapped in a gentle comfort. You may not see them with your eyes, but you know in your soul, they are near. Yogananda explained that true love between souls creates a vibration that does not depend on the body. Even when death removes the physical form, that vibration continues. It is like a fragrance that lingers long after the flower is gone. When you feel that quiet nearness, it is not imagination. It is the living bond of soul-to-soul connection. At times, you may even sense them standing beside you, or sitting in a familiar place where they once were. Instead of fear, such moments bring peace and reassurance. The mind might doubt, but the heart knows. To cultivate this awareness, Yogananda advised seekers to go within, to meditate, to pray, and to quiet the restless thoughts. In that silence, you will become sensitive to the subtle presence of your loved one. And when you do, you will realize they never truly left you. They continue to walk beside you, only in a higher, more refined way. Another sign that a departed soul is still with you comes in the form of intuition, those sudden inner whispers, nudges, or flashes of knowing that arrive just when you need them most. Perhaps you are standing at a crossroad in life, uncertain about which choice to make. Out of nowhere, a calm thought enters your mind, sounding exactly like something your loved one would have said. Or maybe you hear their familiar words echo gently in your heart, offering guidance, comfort, or encouragement. These moments are not coincidences, they are glimpses of soul-to-soul communication. Paramahansa Yogananda explained that departed souls can send their love and guidance through the subtle ether of thought. The universe is not empty, it is filled with vibrations of consciousness. Just as radio waves carry voices across great distances, the thoughts of a departed soul can travel to you if your heart is tuned in. The difference between imagination and true guidance is the feeling that comes with it. If a thought arrives with fear, restlessness, or confusion, it is usually the mind. But if it comes with peace, clarity, and a quiet certainty, it is very often the touch of the soul. Yogananda often encouraged seekers to cultivate stillness, because intuition blossoms in silence. Through meditation, prayer, and inner calmness, your heart becomes like a fine instrument, able to catch these subtle signals. So when you suddenly feel guided in a way that reflects the wisdom or love of your departed one, trust that it may indeed be them, reaching out through the boundless channels of consciousness. Their guidance is a reminder that love does not end with death, it simply finds a more subtle voice. One of the most common and beautiful ways a departed soul may reach out to you is through dreams. Not every dream is meaningful, many are simply the mind processing daily thoughts. But there are certain dreams that feel different, radiant, and unforgettable. These are often true soul encounters. Perhaps you dream of your loved one standing before you, smiling with peace in their eyes. Or they may speak a few simple words of comfort, telling you that they are well. Sometimes, no words are spoken at all, yet you awaken with tears of relief, feeling as though you were truly with them. Such dreams carry a sacred vibration, one that lingers long after you open your eyes. Yogananda explained that in deep sleep, the soul withdraws from the body and enters the astral plane, the subtle realm where departed souls reside. For a short time, you are freed from the limitations of the physical senses. In this state, it becomes possible to meet those who have passed on. He described the astral plane as more real and more beautiful than this world, filled with light, harmony, and freedom. These dreams are not mere imagination. They are glimpses of that higher world. Your loved one may visit to assure you of their well-being, to offer guidance, or simply to remind you that love continues beyond death. To invite such dreams, Yogananda suggested going to sleep with prayerful thoughts, asking God to bless you with true soul contact. When you awaken, reflect quietly and notice how you feel. If the dream brings deep peace, clarity, or renewed strength, take it as a true sign. It is their way of saying, I am still with you, even now. Another gentle way a departed soul may reach out to you is through the world around you, in nature, in small coincidences, and in subtle synchronicities that feel too perfect to ignore. Perhaps a favorite song of theirs plays on the radio just when you are thinking of them. Maybe a butterfly lands on your shoulder, or a bird appears at your window at the exact moment you are missing them deeply. At times, you may notice a familiar fragrance with no physical source, or see their name or a meaningful number appear again and again in unexpected places. These may seem small, but the timing and feeling behind them often carry a deeper message, I am near. Paramahansa Yogananda often said that the universe is alive with God's presence, and nothing is truly random. The divine can use the natural world as a bridge between realms, allowing departed souls to send you comfort and reminders of their continued existence. What may look like coincidence on the surface is often a hidden thread of grace, weaving your heart back into connection. The key is awareness. If you rush through life, these signs may pass unnoticed. But if you cultivate stillness, gratitude, and openness, you will begin to recognize them. When you receive such a sign, pause and feel the love behind it. Offer a silent prayer of thanks, both to God and to your loved one, for showing you they are still part of your journey. These signs in nature and synchronicity are like gentle whispers from eternity. They remind you that even though the body is gone, the bond of love finds ways to shine through the fabric of life, reassuring you, "I walk with you still." The deepest and most unmistakable sign that a departed soul is still with you is the simple, unbroken current of love you continue to feel. The body may fall away, voices may become silent, but true love is of the soul, and the soul is eternal. Think for a moment, when you remember your loved one, does your heart still warm with their presence? Do you feel inspired to live more kindly, to be stronger, or to carry forward the qualities they embodied? That ongoing flow of love is not just memory. It is their soul reaching out, keeping the bond alive across dimensions. Yogananda often taught that love is the language of God, and that it is indestructible. Real love does not belong to the physical world alone, it exists in the very essence of the soul. This is why even after years have passed, the love you feel for someone who has departed does not fade. It may change form, but it continues to guide, uplift, and strengthen you. When you sit in meditation or prayer and allow your heart to open, you may feel their love surrounding you like a warm embrace. It brings peace, not fear. Strength, not weakness. This is their way of reminding you, "I am with you, not in body, but in spirit." Yogananda reassured seekers that every pure bond of love is eternal. When the time comes for your own soul to leave the body, these bonds draw you together again in higher realms. Until then, their love continues to walk beside you, unseen but deeply felt. Remember, love itself is the bridge, and love never ends. My dear friend, as we have journeyed together through these reflections, remember this one truth above all: the soul never dies, and love never ends. When someone you love departs, they are not lost, they are living still, just beyond the veil of this physical world. Their presence can be felt in silence, in intuition, in dreams, in the signs of nature, and most beautifully in the love that continues to flow between your heart and theirs. Paramahansa Yogananda often reminded seekers, death is only a change of scenery, nothing more. So take comfort in knowing that your bond with your loved one is eternal, and that one day, in God's time, reunion will be certain. Until then, walk with faith, with prayer, and with gratitude, knowing they are closer to you than you may think. If this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your feelings in the comments. You may write about a sign you have experienced from a departed soul, or simply type the words, Jai Gurudev, as a way of affirming your love and devotion. Reading your reflections creates a circle of light where we all uplift and support one another on this journey. And if you wish to continue exploring the mysteries of the soul, subscribe and join me for more videos on spiritual truths inspired by the great masters. Also, let me know in the comments what topic you would like to hear about next. Your voice will help guide the direction of our future explorations together. May this wisdom bring you comfort, courage, and peace. Until we meet again in the next video, keep your heart open to the eternal presence of love. Jai Gurudev.